welcome to another episode of InterCast, the first ever podcast of the interactive street theatre duo Sri Lanka and Bonus. I know, right? It's been a while. We are trying to bring up very interesting and exciting questions today. Today we are having a guest, an amazing business personality and an entrepreneur living his dream, an individual with more than 15 years of experience in the startup ecosystem. I'm sure most of y'all who's watching right now must have an app called the PickMe on your smartphones, right? One of the most successful startups, that brought the transport industry, that brought the taxi industry to a whole other level. So today's guest is responsible for co-founding PickMe and many more startups, including Yoho. You know what? He started his career really small in the lobbies of KFC and now sitting right next to me as one of the most influential digital personalities of this island and an inspiration to many, including me. So without further delay, let me welcome the guest for today's podcast, Mr. Faththi Mohamed. Hi, Mr. Faththi. How are you doing? It's been so long. Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for this. Thanks for the introduction.
Okay. That's kind of good. All right, let's get straight into the question, shall we? Apart from whatever I said, apart from what the general public knows you as a business personality, who is Faththi?
Let's say if you put it in a way, let's say still learning things. I'm a good learner, good listener. Became a father recently, so trying to balance life now with children and all. So it's starting.
Right.
Things are getting interesting now.
Very cool. You know what? Today, something interesting about today's podcast introduction, Mr. Faththi is aware about that as well. We had a small chat. Is that you did your advanced level at Zyra College, while I did my advanced level at the same school as well. But what is interesting on this is that Mr. Faththi and I have shared the same class teacher. It's the same individual who was the class teacher for both of us, right? So I'm pretty sure she must be, being really happy and proud to see both of our two generation kids, in the same frame, right? So having said that, Mr. Faththi, how was your life as a student in school?
So I can interact. Yeah. So I joined Interact when I was in year 9 or so. So that time I want to have a very eventful school life. When I wanted to do A-level also, I decided I will not go to any classes. I will not spend time on that. Just after O-level, I started SEMA, so I can cover without going to A-level classes. A-level classes, I can go to SEMA and learn and do the exams. So that time, English medium came into school, and I think I was the second batch in English medium for A-level. Then, and by the time I finished my O-level, Interact taught me quite a lot. Then I have decided what I have to do in life. And then A-level is something like, I want to get experience as much as possible, which means I want to do outdoor sport, indoor sport, want to be a prefect, be in the Western band, be in Interact and all the other whatever possible societies.
So you get the
experience as much as possible for these 2 years. And I also want to pass my A-level, right? So then I come from home around 6 in the morning, go back around 10 in the night. So whole 2 years is like that. So it is very busy. I was enjoying that. Then everything. But Interact is the one showed me that who I am, what can I do, and what are the things I should be looking at.
I'm sure all the interactors can agree on that.
So that gave me quite a lot of confidence in me very early, and which I was able to start my life before most of my friends were started. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I think most of the interactors also can agree on what Mr. Faththi told. You know what, Mr. Faththi, when someone says your name, the first thing that comes to my mind is business. So let me ask you this question. Why did you choose business? Where did you get the inspiration?
Yeah, so same thing. When I was in school, I used to do a little bit of business things, which means I think my first income I used to do it through, let's say, I wrote a small book, and I started renting to my friends, and I started make with the money like
You still have those?
5 minutes, 10 rupees, 5 rupees. I don't think I have those books, but I had it until very recently. When I was shifting my house, there I had to let it go. So then I started Interact. This is before Interact, which means that year 7, 8 that time. Because my father used to say he used to make money when he was in universities, like selling teas and all. Then I wanted
business in your blood.
I wanted to do that also. Then when I came to Interact, and Interact became like the whole opportunity started opening up for me to try out everything what I learned. And my first project was to go and do polio drops. I think road track got a road track. Yeah. Then that was my first project. So from that project to until I finished my A level, it was so interesting to do different projects, and the opportunities I got in Interact. By the time I finished my O level, that gave me the confidence that I am a good entrepreneur. That time there's no entrepreneur word, but I know that I
entrepreneur is something new for the
and also my father bought me a computer when I was in the year 6, 7, I think. That is mid-90s, right? So then myself and my brother used to go and do quite a, let's say, our job is to go and try and figure out
something, how to use
and how to use it, right? So that gave me a lot more understanding of who I am and what I want to do. Then then by that time itself I was but I have been kind of fixed my mind that I'm going to do business, but in tech. Right? Because I used to really, myself and my brother used to coordinate really well. He's a good techie guy. He went to Morocco University and all that, right? So he is quite good at that. But I am good at getting the work done. So I will tell, okay, this is what, let's do this.
So it will
and he will do it. Yeah. So he will do it and give it to me, right? So that became like, in any school function, any school things, every day, everyone comes and talk to me, say, okay, we need to do this design, do this, 3D, do this, that. So I sit and
people know you can get things.
So that's why I knew that, I'm going to start. So as I envisioned, just after A level, I started.
That was a pretty interesting story to listen to. And I know for a fact that you've been a part of many successful startups. For instance, PickMe, Yoho, where I think currently you're part of Dish Service Indonesia, right? And also, if I'm not mistaken, you are a part of the technical team of Anything.PP. Yeah. So, would you love to share some interesting stories behind all of this business?
Yeah.
Something that people will
say. Let's say, before anything, also I was doing some other companies. Like software development company. So let's say when I started tech, I am not an engineer by profession. I have not gone to engineering schools, but because I was very early, I was able to learn logics in the technology, which means how technology is built, how to do that, right? So
basically everything you learned was from experience.
Yes, from experience. So then also school gave me quite a lot of opportunities. Like my initial first 10 customers are somewhere related to college, which means some old boy or someone came through from school. That also gave me quite a lot of confidence on what I'm doing. Then I also started something like very early itself. I started a company called Sheriffdeen, which is very similar to the Property.com right now. But at the similar time I started. but the difference between corporate.com and JO team is, let's say I'm more towards technically presenting the data, which means if a cricket match happens with college sports, so my company is more towards or everything related to school sports.
Okay.
So still people love to talk about the sports. Then my company is on school sports. So I was presenting quite a different kind of analytics and stuff like that, right? Then I did for a couple of years. Then I realized even though people love to learn those things or love to understand what is the score and all, but nobody's paying, right? Then I thought, okay, no point of continuing that, and I moved out. Then the opportunity came for InterCast.
Okay.
So I was looking at very niche technology called Magento at that time. Now it is quite more people learning and working on that. But that time it is about, let's say, early 2010, 12, I think, 2012. So that time it was only one or two companies were available. So since I was on that, then this company approached me because they couldn't find talent. Then I became my team became their tech team.
Okay.
So it's like, my whole team is sitting on it.
So you're leading the team?
Yeah, I'm leading the team. So I'm with Attanayake, Then, I learned the whole from how a tech company can change the market. Like, let's say, by the time anything.lk is coming, people were worried about using their credit card. By the time anything.lk was sold to Dialog, they sold a car online, right? So anything.lk. So the paradigm shift happened. So I was able to understand what kind of market shift will happen when more technology is coming, what are the new things can come in. So with all that understanding, then when Zulfa came and told me there's something like Uber in the world and Ola in India, maybe we can do that here also. So then we both went to India to check how that works, because we were going to different countries at that time to look for more opportunities. Then this time we went to India. Then we saw. Then we were going on Ola. Then we saw there's a huge opportunity. From that day one itself, I knew this is going to be a game changer. Then we came down and we started building that company. And then by the time I built PickMe, what I saw was Sri Lanka is a small market. And by the time we built PickMe, all the bigger markets were captured by different players. World had Uber, Grab, Didi, Kareem, these guys have already captured the big market. For us, it's very hard to go to those kind of markets now because, it'll take huge investments, which Sri Lankan company cannot attract. So then I thought, okay, let's capture a wave which is coming up in the market, right? So I can build something in Sri Lanka and go global, right? So because I always want to build a company which can create an impact in the world. So PickMe allowed me to create a company which impacted in the country. So I wanted to build something else, right? Something which can
Go around the world.
Impact the world, right? So then by the time I was moving out of PickMe, I was so good at hyperlocalizing global phenomena. So which means a global concept, I can start looking at how to hyperlocalize to the market. So that's the same thing I want to replicate. Then there's a concept called Yoho coming up in the world. We saw SoftBank is investing on them. They're becoming the sexiest company in the world. People are moving towards that. Then we thought. Then one of my another friend came up with it and said, okay, let's localize it here. then I thought, okay, this might be a good chance. Let's build it and go to other countries very fast, right? But unfortunately, in the middle, Easter came and COVID came. Then we had to hibernate it, but now we are restarting again very soon on a different mode. Then I thought, okay, then then I started looking at opportunities. We hibernated it, and we are looking at opportunities. That's where one of my friends from, he's actually Indian, but no, he's staying in Indonesia. He came up and said, okay, there's an opportunity for cloud kitchen. Then that time it was it's a heat of COVID. It was the first wave in 2000. Then we saw, okay, then I saw the numbers, I saw the market, and I also wanted to build something to the world. Then this was a solid opportunity. Then I just jumped in and started.
In Indonesia.
It's in Indonesia, okay. So, so we got together and started building this company. Today, we have about kind of 250 cloud kitchens in Jakarta, in Indonesia, specifically in city, the capital city Jakarta. And we also work with good 50 brands, to small and medium-sized brands. Companies doing. We have got our product market fit. Now we are looking at. We are in the middle of raising our Series A.
Right, that was pretty interesting. What I learned from your stories was that you don't wait for the opportunity. You just have to go and get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So once a wise lady told me this, that competition only exists when you do something that everyone else does. I'm pretty sure your business idea was very, very unique. That's the reason it's on the top right. So what do you think makes your business unique? How would you distinguish your business from other businesses?
Yeah, so it's all about execution, right? If you look at anything .lk to PickMe to Yoho, there's nothing scientific there, right? Everyone was doing earlier. Before that also, you take a trishaw, you take your taxis, you go to hotel, you buy online. But it's all about how you executed it and how you implemented it for the customer's need, right? So
do it in a very different way.
Yeah. So we always focus on how you what customer wanted, right? Let's say when we started PickMe, I sold my car, running on taxis to learn how taxis work. Okay. Even today, I go on taxis. PickMe to understand how the markets work.
You have to be in that place.
You have to be in that, right? So when we have Yoho holiday, go to Yoho properties, because then only you know how the whole thing works. Right? So I think that might be and I'm also very hands-on, always be on the game, doing things. Say I put my hand and get my hands dirty on doing things and get into things and do things. So because of that, I was able to find a niche and small things in the market that we were able to convert that as a unique propositions for our company. So that's what we really do.
Right, that's perfect. I think, being uniqueness is one of the reasons for success. From my point of view, success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. What is your point of view on success? What is success?
Yeah, success is what is in your mind, right? It is like different people. Success means different people. For me, it's not on the materialistic. So I enjoy what I'm doing. I always wanted to do what I enjoy. So I always look at what I can do.
You see,
if I can,
happy.
Yeah, if I can do something and sleep happily, which means I'm doing good, right? So
even if it is a small thing.
Small thing, yeah. So I always believe if you do the right thing, money will follow, and success will follow. And I always believe it's fame and the money is decided by the God. So if that to happen, it will happen. So
This is already pre-planned.
yeah. I just put the effort. If the rest of the two, if the two of that, fame and the money has to follow, it will follow.
Everything So I know for a fact that even the viewers can't disagree that our country, our island is going through a lot. Me, you, everyone behind the cameras, all of us are going through tough times. What do you see? How do you see the country situation? How do we as youth need to act?
Yeah, so I think it is pretty sad where we are. Right? And whenever I travel, especially Asian countries, I see how, let's say, we have been going backwards from the time we got independent. Right? When we are getting the independent, we are the second developed country in Asia. Now I don't think we are in the list, right? So which means from that time we were down. Right now it has come to 0. Maybe we are going minus. Right? So this change won't just happen. It will take its course, right? So let's say 70 years down, going down won't just happen overnight, right? So the turn will, let's say, if everyone want to genuinely turn it around, then it will turn. But also anything going down has to come up. So it will come up, right?
But it might take some time.
It might take some time, right? So but that will give quite a lot of opportunities, a different kind of opportunities, right? So whatever we did earlier might not be good opportunities now, but you will get different kind of opportunities. Right? So you need to look for it. Right? Different kind of business. I also have started different businesses at these times also, because I have seen different opportunities.
Still changing.
Yeah, there are different opportunities will pop up. It's all about you keep a very positive mind and build it, right? So there's nothing to get disheartened. You can't change things as we want, but change will happen. Eventually, change will happen. But you need to be focused and humble. And, you need to be good for yourself to get things done.
Okay, so what I can say is that change will definitely happen, but not immediately.
Not immediately. Yes.
Right. So with Faththi, you are more into business, right? So do you have any ideas in expanding the business?
So
do you have any ideas moving away from the business?
So let's say I don't think I will move away from the business. I think things are just starting for me.
Right.
I might do more better things. Let's say in tech, once you build companies, then you start investing in different kind of companies. I don't know, the journey goes on like that, right? So I might take that route, which means I might start doing angel investment, then I might go into better investments on tech related stuff, right? But I need to first build a company which is impactful, at least for a good population.
All right.
I might do that first. Then after that, I look for other things.
So yeah, exactly. Because tech keeps on evolving. Yeah. Just have to keep on updating on that. Right. So just before ending things up, I just have one more question, like a last question. I think this is a very important question. What is the message you give to the youths?
I think, according to my calculations, this turn, if this is the turn for Sri Lanka, this turn will take good 15 years, right? It might be in a mess for next 5 years, then after that, it might take another 10 years to see a kind of a see some light at the tunnel, right? So then then if we were able to do that, become a better. Then after that, it's going to go up, right? So because you need better leaders, better things, and all that, right? So young people like us or people like you all look at the opportunities, right? Opportunities and understand what is best for you, whether you want to, what will happen if you spend your next 15 years in Sri Lanka, what do you want to do? And
For the foreseeable future.
what you can do. Let's say there are good opportunities, you can do that. And also there are opportunities, maybe you can go out, build your things and come back by that time and contribute it in a better way, right? So it's all about the opportunities what you have. Understand, do your SWOT analysis and see what do you, where you are, and also understand what do you want to do. If you have identified what you want to be in life, then it's a matter of deciding what you want, right? And where you want to go, right? And go ahead and do that, right? Sometimes you need to take a bullet right now. Let's go and do it. That will give better results later.
Without taking this.
Yes. And don't get into more emotions like I need to be here to it in a bad situation. It's not always like that. But if you go there and if you can go out and help the country again, right? You can help in a really better way, right? So look at which one is you are good at, and which is the one you can contribute in a very positive way and a very strong way. Go ahead and do it.
See, most of the people, like most of us, we don't SWOT analyze ourselves, right? The strength, weakness, opportunities, and the threats. So I think if we can do that, there is a very good.
Yes, I think every now and then you need to do it. I think everyone need to self-analyze themselves, understand whether you're on the right track or not.
All right, guys. So that was the end of today's podcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Faththi. And thank you so much for the listeners. I hope you learned something and hope you all enjoyed it as well. If you want to catch the latest on us, you all can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, and whatnot. So this is what we do. Service about self, and I'll catch you later.